R-A-D-O-X. Johnny Vaughan.
Do you know what? I was coming into Leicester Square today, and I was just walking in the square, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to be on time for work. This is incredible. This is until they took 6 of them. Took years at Costa Coffee, and I just 30 seconds late. I thought I'm going to really blow you all away by coming in early, but I didn't manage it. But as I walked past the Hateful Eight cinema,
yeah, where they're playing the new Tarantino movie.
Still I think it's still the biggest screen in Britain or something.
Wow.
That Odeon right next door to us. And I saw some people going in there were 2 guys about my age going into the Hateful Eight, and they just met each other. And they're obviously old mates. They go, yes.
Middle of the afternoon.
They went, yes. Yeah, 2:00 when I get in. They're going, yes. This feels great, doesn't it? Bunking off.
How old were they?
I don't know, 40.
Late 30s,
yes.
40.
This feels great, we're bunking off. And they're like, really, yes.
Wonderful.
There's no greater feeling, is there?
Than getting away with bunking off.
Oh, just bunking off.
Well, it's probably been, 15 years for both of them.
When
did you first bunk off?
Gav, we don't, I guess bunking off first comes like missing lessons, doesn't it?
Does, yeah. If you get to go into a town and get some chips or something.
Going downtown,
yeah,
DT.
Yeah.
DT.
We used to go DT, downtown.
DT stood for detention at my school.
DT, it was also detention, that's why we found it funny to call it downtown. That's exactly right, Gavin, because that's exactly what it meant. Let's go DT. DT for the DT. And we used to go downtown.
Right.
Not, for any particular ends, just to, I don't know what. Actually, normally, we should I don't know why I went, normally, probably the coffee.
You didn't skip along the road singing downtown while you went downtown?
No, we didn't. No, that'd be a very odd school, Gav.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Only when I was on my own and life was taking me nowhere. I just wanted to listen to the rhythm of the traffic in the city. Anyway, I suddenly realised that, thinking about it, we sort of used to bunk off to just have a sort of pensioner lifestyle.
Yeah.
What, watch Countdown?
No.
We used to bunk off to go down the Greasy Spoon for
Yes,
a cup of tea.
exactly right. That's what I mean.
That's right.
Like, really boring.
Yes, we used to bunk off lessons and learning
And go and have some tea in the
and
cafe.
go to a transport cafe
Actually, we did exactly
and
that
sit
as well.
there and drink tea and just smoke and then and sort of
have
chip
a
in
fag,
5p to share a bit of cake because we're all broke.
We'll share a piece of buttered toast.
Yes.
Doesn't sound very glamorous, does
really
it?
unglamorous. Well, imagine how you feel as a teacher. No, they'd rather sit there in a transport cafe than learn. Just drinking tea and living like young pensioners. And come to think of it, we used to dress like pensioners as well, kind of thing. We used to buy old coats to wear down that
From
cafe.
second-hand shops.
From second-hand shops.
And collarless shirts.
Yeah, and
Fingerless gloves.
Fingerless gloves. Kind of thing. We were just young pensioners. But those old coats, when it would rain, they would take I don't think they were ever dry during the whole winter.
Never.
Maybe that's why old people move so slowly. It's
They
like
weigh
weight of coat. It's like being in a Dalek.
X. Radio X.
Should we have Gav's hero?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's have your hero then, matey.
Okay, the hero today is a man called William Keach.
Tell me about William Keach.
He was born in 1860, but we don't know when he died.
Excellent.
He was a footballer.
It is not known.
He wasn't a footballer. He was a footballer.
Was he a footballer?
He was a footballer.
Okay.
In the 1890s, Lord George Sanger's celebrated travelling fair had as its
They
main...
sound like a really cowboy.
They really
opera.
do, yeah. The Lord is in inverted commas.
That's always a sign of the wondrous strange.
It is.
Behold.
It really is. Anyway, part of it's...
Is the Lord really in quotes?
It is, yeah.
Great detail.
Part of its attractions was an elephant that could take and save penalty kicks. The feeling grew at the time in the late 1890s that the elephant was unbeatable. It must have been a normal-sized gull, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, when the fair reached Leicester,
Yeah.
the elephant was challenged by 4 professional players from Leicester Fosse, or Fosse, F-O-S-S-E, FC.
That's what Leicester City were originally.
Okay.
City.
The first 3 failed to beat the elephant, and it was left to William Keach to retrieve the club's honour.
Hi-oh.
Faced with a goalkeeper of this size, Keach realised the only way he was going to get the ball past the elephant was to dummy him.
He dummied an elephant. That's so low.
So he
That is so low.
performed a little shimmy on the run-up, and as the elephant dived to the right, Keach placed the ball in the top left-hand corner.
Good man.
Using these tactics, William Keach held the elephant to a 2-2 draw,
Nice.
winning the rematch 3-2.
Good lad.
William Keach.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. William Keach, the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 thang salutes you.
Radio X.
Okay, we've got the most Australian interview ever. I promised you this. Here's the deal. Happy Australia Day to all Australians currently saying, what can I get ya? The Australians living in London, or the what can I get ya culture. 2 shirtless Australian blokes stopped a robbery and then gave the most Australian interview ever. The other night, they were coming back from a party, these 2 Australian blokes, and this on the Gold Coast, and they stopped briefly at a service station only to see this nearby restaurant being robbed. They did what anyone would do. They called the authorities. But then they also did what very few people would do. They ran to the getaway car, took the keys, and had a confrontation with the would-be crims. The story has made these 2 men, James Ross Munro, and I've got to tell you, Cav and I do have an Australian name generator device.
We'll do that a different time.
We'll do that a bit later in the show. You generally just take a modern name and shove it next to an old one. So it sounds like Wayne Nicholson.
Or Brett O'Malley.
Yeah, that's in the show. That's a very good song.
But his mate's called Kane Wiblin.
His mate is called Kane Wiblin. They're momentarily famous in Australia, and they were interviewed on Australia's Today show, which should be the Good Day show. The result is the most Australian thing you have ever heard, mates. So here's the scene. Here's the first clip. This is how they came across the robbery.
We'd been down at Options Tavern at a Stubbies and Singlets party, and got dropped off by a mate up the road, and started to walk down the survey, get some noodles, and went to jump over a sign on the way, and slipped over and busted my plugger.
Busted his plugger.
He busted his plugger, mate. Let me just tell you, a stubby is a 375 millilitre beer bottle.
That's right.
A singlet is a
Vest.
Is a vest, absolutely right. A servo, as Gav said, a petrol station. A plugger, fell over a plugger.
I didn't know what this was until I saw the kind of definition.
Okay, well, it's a flip-flop.
It's a flip-flop.
Also called a thongy or a thong.
Right.
Which is quite confusing.
So,
To call it flip-flops. So flip-flops, they're reinforced with 1 set of plugs on the underside and double plug. Double plug is being doubly reinforced with 2 plugs.
So he was at a Singlet and Stubby's party. He was going to the servo to get some noodles.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
He broke his plugger.
Okay.
He broke his...
Okay, here's the next clip. You ready? This is when the interviewer asked Kane about the situation. Here we go.
Hey, brother, you had your shirt off at the time too, which means that you were in full manliness in front of that. Was there a time that it occurred to you that your life might be in great peril?
No, it's just had to be done. Sort out the right from wrong. Bloody hell.
In a pair of thongs.
Oh, there you go, in a pair of thongs. Sort out the right... Do you know what? I think I've got to get over there and start broadcasting. They just sound like my kind of people.
They do. They really are funny.
Do. Okay, here's the last bit. This is the interviewer here is going to comment on Kane. Remember, that's Kane Wiblin. They're going to comment on Kane Wiblin's his body. Here we go.
You look like you got reasonable guns. You've been working out in the gym. You look reasonable, buddy.
Mate, I don't go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in years. The only gym I go to is Jim Beam. That's about it.
Jim Bain.
The only gym I go to is Jim Beam. And the great thing is they don't have to actually think anything up. There is an Aussie cliche just lurking there.
Just waiting.
Pass for wit.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Thank you so much to everyone who texted in for our festival name, ending with stock. Very brief, spontaneous competition. Winner there is Surplus Stock. Thank you very much for whoever sent that in.
That was Davey.
It's going to be a festival for just bands no other festival wants. No other festival wants, just surplus to requirement.
Unbookable bands.
Unbookable bands are rubbish. Or they were sort of big a couple of years ago. They faded off now. So thank you very much. Surplus Stock. Record companies, please get in touch. It'll be held in my garden.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
X.
Random graffiti. Random graffiti. Seemingly meaningless. Random graffiti. Random graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us?
And they have.
They really have. We didn't really nail that at the top.
No.
There's something wrong there. I don't know. We're going to have to look at that afterwards. We have to take a long, hard look at ourselves. Okay, here's some great random graffiti. Random graffiti, it all started when I saw the word lager written in large letters on a wall in Clapham Junction in that sort of US subway style. Then you sent in your examples of odd and often meaningless graffiti. Bazza does the wild thing in that car park is particularly good, but no one's really come past Happy Days, written in brown marker in a toilet cubicle. And also Big Steve thinks Quidditch is real. That's really where the bar's at. Let's see how we're going. Random Graffiti visited my girlfriend in her hometown in Russia. Good man. I saw a huge equation sprayed in numbers about a foot tall on a wall with this underneath in English. Hardcore mathematics. Clap it in, guys. Clap it in.
Hardcore maths.
Hardcore maths.
That's brilliant.
Okay. Go on.
Got one from Dee Drinkwater sent in. She saw a really dirty van and someone had written with their finger on the back, "Yummy chicken."
So random.
It's a great thing to write there. Yummy chicken. I'm going to write yummy chicken. Also, I'm not going to do that at all because I don't look. In chalk.
Glenn in London sent this in. Where I live, some people have put some great care and dedication into spray painting a portrait of a penguin on the wall.
Oh, I love penguins. You can pick one up for 12 quid.
Yeah, apparently.
I went online and looked at them. 12 quid gets you a penguin.
A real live one.
That's amazing, isn't it? Well, that's incredible. It's 5 for 60 quid.
A lot of money for some chocolate.
It is, yeah. Johnny, I once saw spray painted on the wall of a gents' toilet at the Le Mans circuit. Lewis Hamilton is better than France. That's from Dan in Aylesbury. We've got more Random Graffiti coming up next. Random Graffiti, Random Graffiti, seemingly meaningless. Random Graffiti, Random Graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us? Ba ba ba.
That was better.
That was miles better. No, because I paused.
Great
That's why.
start, though.
I paused, and it was just nice, and it gave Vin time to settle. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Hey, Vinny, how you doing? How you doing, Vinny? Hey, Vinny. Okay, here we go. Roadworks diversion sign. Someone had written joy above it.
Joy diversion.
Yeah, fantastic. Joy diversion is a bit of genius. And that's Molly in Streatham. Nice one, Moll. Also, my friend Charlie and I were on a trip to Switzerland, and we saw Gav say it.
Unholy black metal.
Yes. We saw unholy black metal scrawled in marker. That's from Rob Reese in Dorchester. Rob, thank you so much.
I love this one here, Johnny.
That's just a beauty.
This one is no name and number ending 064. In a building hoarding in South London.
Go on.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X. Radio X.
Hey guys, you ready for this? Hey Vinny, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Hey, let's do this, Vinny. Let's go down to the store.
Do this.
Hey, I said to the guys, what's with the guys? Okay, good music then, perfect for this zoo-related story. Okay, here's the story, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. It could be the perfect property for an animal lover with big ideas. A zoo complete with 300 exotic creatures is on the market for just £600,000.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I just make stuff like this up, Gav.
No, but are the animals all still there?
You know me.
Does that include the animals?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. For that, Gav. You don't do this like an infomercial.
So let's get this straight.
So let me get this straight. It can be used to cook fish and meat. Yes, it can. Will it play my old CDs? Yes, it will.
Will it polish my car?
Yes, it does. Okay. Meerkats, monkeys, and crocodiles number among the residents at the Animalarium in Borth, near Aberystwyth in Wales.
Okay.
The latest arrival, a pair of lions.
Ooh.
A pair of lions.
And that's included in the £600,000
A pair of lions. Meerkats. Monkeys. You've got to watch it with monkeys, you know. Yeah. At London Zoo, you know what the problem was? The troop got so big in the monkey enclosure, they split into two troops, into two gangs.
Right.
Did they?
They get to a certain size, yeah, and it's admin. It's purely admin. One alpha male can't administer it anymore. He can't lead it. It's too big.
Right.
And do you know what it is? It's because the way that monkeys show deference to each other rather than fighting is by cleaning each other.
Yeah.
And you find that the bigger a troop of monkeys gets, the more grunts they have.
Right.
The more grunts and sounds they have, and the more they clean each other. Because they need to... So many times during the day, if you get a text, or if I send a text, I think to myself, is this just monkeys cleaning each other? Am I just picking the ticks off a monkey? It's like, you all right, mate? How you doing? Am I just like, ooh? Just think of that visual sometimes. Am I having a conversation here, or am I cleaning a monkey?
Yeah, just touching base.
Am I nitpicking?
Yeah.
Anyway, what I think is we should buy this zoo.
Right.
Get it in Leicester Square.
Yep.
And then, those buskers. Release the lions. Because they're looking for visual content. That's how you sell the show. I was thinking about the other day. Morsey does lots of it. We haven't really entered this.
Okay.
But I think the idea of the doors at the bottom here in Leicester Square opening and the lions and monkeys coming out. Maybe have 2 troops. Maybe build them up.
Maybe the monkeys on horseback controlling the lions.
With tabards.
Yeah, tabards.
Nice.
Dressage.
Nice. Planet of the X.
That's right.
I like it, Gav.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan. X.
I'm big on preparation. I've got a tale now that's going to really inspire people who aren't.
People who like to wing it.
Yeah, these guys, this is going to inspire you more than anything you've ever heard before. Headline: Hapless sailors saved again after capsizing on dry land.
What?
Yes. Now these lads, as a sailor, I love the fact you don't need a license. On this island you can just get a boat, get out there to somewhere more deadly than any motorway.
And irritate the RNLI.
No training, nothing. Well, check this out. Okay, listen how this piece opens. Are you ready?
Go on.
And already when occasionally you come across a gem, and this really is. Are you ready? They put their first 7 rescues down to bad luck. That's opening sentence. That's where we're kicking off with this.
Bad luck. All of them.
Yes. No. Now 2 hapless sailors have suffered yet another setback after their yacht fell over on dry land and caught fire. Yes. Are we ready? Bob Wise and Steve Shapiro, both 71, are attempting to sail from Norway to America. But you know what? They're becoming increasingly well acquainted with coast guards around the North Sea. They've already been rescued by teams in Norway, Denmark, Scotland, Ireland and Cornwall since embarking on their voyage last July. Now these 2 are quite brilliantly crap. And
They left in July,
yes,
and they're headed for
America.
America.
From Norway, and they've got to Britain, and they've now been rescued 7 times. Their yacht, Nora, caught fire without even leaving the harbour. The 2 men were not on board at the time of the fire, which started after the yacht fell over when the tide went out. Okay, great names coming up. Are you ready? This is what I want a harbour master in Britain to be called. Are you ready?
Yeah.
In Cornwall. Peter Haddock.
Nice.
Oh, good lad.
Yes.
Good, and that's what they should all be called. Haddock, are you? What's your harbour? The yacht, he says, the yacht was assisted harbour on Monday evening. The owners were told how to tie up the quayside, that they either didn't understand or couldn't do it properly because they didn't comply and the yacht fell over and the tide fell out. Firefighters spent 3 hours trying to put that blaze out. Mr. Haddock has advised the men to think very carefully before tackling the Atlantic.
Is it still saleable then?
Yes, it is.
Oh no.
I would be very concerned should the owners wish to proceed to sea without a thorough assessment, he said. They're both elderly gentlemen. The wisest thing would be to wait at least a few days. All I can do is offer advice to the owners, but I fear, should they go to sea again and need assistance, it could be dangerous for all concerned, including rescuers. He says, earlier this month, the UK Coast Guard responded to 2 calls for assistance in 3 days. This is what they've done, right? On the first occasion, the sailors tried to moor the boat to a fisherman's buoy, and on the other, their engine gave up 2 miles off the coast of Cornwall. After being rescued for the 7th time in 6 months, they were warned that it was the responsibility of the crew, not the Coast Guard, to undertake repairs to safely prepare them for the next stage of the journey. Okay, check this. Their latest calamity was this is the scene down in the harbour that people had to watch. The latest calamity was attended by not only the fire brigade, also St Ives and Portreath Coast Guard rescue teams, South West Ambulance Service, and Devon and Cornwall Police.
They really need a new holiday.
Everyone.
All of them round a flaming boat on dry land.
They basically said everyone.
Do you know what? The Johnny Vaughan 4 to 7 thing salutes you, lads. Peter, Bob, don't give up the dream. Don't give up the dream. You can do this. You can do this.
Don't do it.
What does Haddock know?
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
I've been caught singing in the Sainsbury's local. I was walking around there, and actually, I also got caught stepping out of my car singing it. By the time I finished the show, it gets in my head. and I was singing The Chris Moyle Show. Radio X. And I was singing this, I was thinking, people are going to think, God, he's just sad baha.
Yeah.
He actually sings jingles from
Really
the station
committed
he
to the
works
station.
on. Turn to Templeton with news and weather.
If only that were my jingle.
It's like a dream, isn't it? Anyway, loads of you have got stuff you can't get out of your head. Are you ready for this? We used a company called Drivers. This is genius.
I love this.
You're about to hear some proper genius here.
Yeah.
About bloody time. We use a company called Drivers on Demand. I can't talk to them without singing their name to the tune of Riders on the Storm by The Doors. That's from Wrong Bob. So he goes, Drivers on Demand.
Just pick me up by 5.
Yeah. Drivers on Demand. Oh, sorry, it's really finding that funny. Also, on Monday I was working away and started whistling without thinking. Turns out 5 minutes later I noticed 4 colleagues laughing at me without knowing it. I'd whistled through Peppa Pig about 16 times. Great one. Gav.
I love this one from Peter Coates. He said, I was busted singing I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world in the office.
Shunter, what you got in there?
Phil says, it's not been on TV for years, but I still find myself singing the Bird's Eye Potato Waffles.
Oh, they're waffly versatile. Bird's Eye Potato Waffles.
I sang it myself the other day as well, yeah.
Mike from Maidstone, my mate keeps singing the Body Form advert for Woman.
Oh.
That's about the most popular one we've been sent in.
It is,
the body
it really
form.
is. And also, I often sing the opening keyboard melody of Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman. That's Rob Reese in Dorchester.
Washing machines live longer with Calgon. That's from Kern. That's really niche.
That's a beauty, an absolute beauty. A friend of mine randomly sang Night Nurse out loud whilst putting out the bins late one night. The woman across the road saw him. Turns out she was a nurse too, which led to a more than awkward moment. He now hides from her.
Night nurse.
He's going, Night Nurse. She's a nurse. What, he's doing dedications down his street. Yeah, I do dedications when I empty the bins.
Yeah, a little bit stalkery.
Yeah, a bit weird. No, there's only one song for stalkers. Hello by Lionel Richie.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
My jumper's a bit tight, I'm afraid, guys.
Is it?
Do you find you get aggressive when you're in sort of quite tight knitwear?
No, I feel panicky and tight.
Yes, I'm getting. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
For me, the panic turns into aggression, and before I know, I'm really shouting. So, is that why you're wearing a flowing cardi? No, is that why you're dressed like a librarian?
That's
What's wrong with that?
cheeky.
It's not. Is it cheeky or is it
Don't
good?
know.
Cheeky or good? Cheeky or good? Because I think you don't know how to take that.
I don't know how to take that.
You've never been called a like.
Because in my head, a librarian doesn't have blue hair and tattoos.
Good point.
Good point.
Good point. What a weird library.
Yeah.
The Library of Punk. The London Library of Punk.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
That's all right. That's all right, isn't it? But normally, a large cardigan, and maybe team that up with a pendant and get down your library.
And some glasses on a
library
string.
girl.
All right, tight jumper boy.
No, but it's too tight. Don't make me panic. I was trying to literally put it on someone else, not the jumper, the vibe.
So you get clothestrophobia.
I get. And then he came in with it. What do you have that makes you clothestrophobic? 83936. What do you have that makes you clothestrophobic? I bought this North Face jacket last year, rather like this one.
Yeah.
But this one has a hood on it.
Right.
And I did the hood up right to the top at a Chelsea game. And I couldn't unzip it. It got caught.
And you got a bit panicky.
Really claustrophobic. I was going, it's like, watch out. I was sitting there, honestly, because I do get claustrophobia anyway. And I literally, it was like watching sort of an escapologist in the early stages of the routine.
The early stages of training.
Yeah, training, or just before the water tank, or he drowns, but in air.
And it's a situation you don't want to ask anyone's help in because you look like a child.
Well,
You
not at the
can't
football
undress
anyway. I was going to turn around and go, do you want to do my zip? This really pathetic man. It's happened a few times. I've got 2 jackets that do that. I've got one that always, it's just got a flappy flap.
Yeah.
Flappy flap.
The flap that goes over the zip.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the plaquette on a shirt, to get technical, but it's not a plaquette because it hides the buttons.
Right.
Clothes, doing a show with 2 pedantic people like you, pedants, John. It's so annoying. I just can't leave any details now. It's got to that stage, you know, when you got flatmates and you just can't make a single error. And everyone's like, ah!
I like this one, number ending 035. I panic when I'm out in a fitted shirt and someone suggests food.
Do you know what? I bought a load of linen shirts 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could shrink linen. I didn't know it was a shrinker. I thought it was like one of those indestructible ones because it's at the real hot end of the iron scale.
Yeah, they don't. You wouldn't expect it to shrink like socks do.
Yeah. So linen, I just thought it could take heat. It's right up there. It says linen. That's like to the max heat. It can take it because it's Irish.
But it shrunk.
Oh, it's obscene on holidays, man. It really is. Do you know what I look like? I look like the teacher from the Bash Street Kids, that old comic with a little sort of cannonball belly. I'm quite a thin man. And suddenly it just sort of comes out. That's what I'm paranoid I look like. Here's the deal. Gav has coined the new word, claustrophobia, because I'm feeling a bit claustrophobic in that I've got this really tight jumper on today. I didn't know it had shrunk a bit. It shrunk quite a lot.
You're feeling constricted.
It's really tight under the pits. Yeah, when I put it on today, I actually took my trousers down, and I let the shirt dangle so I could put and I did the top button up and really pulled everything down to its lowest level before.
So you could gather everything in properly into the trouser.
Yeah, exactly right. so I knew I wouldn't, because it's riding up like I got out of the car and I had to do some rummaging in the boot just for things. That's not a point now, but I turned round. This jumper had shuffled up. It's like a bikini top. I'm not kidding.
Like a halter top.
Did you take the shirt with it?
No, it's just above the shirt. It's kind of weird. Like I was wearing a
little crop top over it.
Yeah, like a cheeky crop top. Yeah, if you like, yeah. Like a long sleeve bikini.
I've got a good one here.
Quite
Johnny.
weird. Anyway, so go on, Gav. What we had sent in?
There's no name with this one, but this is a beauty. It says, I got stuck in a shirt once as I could not pull off as my arms were too fat.
Nice.
So I was swinging my body with my arms straight down behind my body, swinging like a stiff penguin. I had to call my son from upstairs to get the scissors. I was having a panic attack, shouting, "Just cut the arms! Cut the arms!"
When you've got to get the scissors, you've really gone past a point, haven't you?
I've got another brilliant one.
You've got your son to cut you out. You've gone past the point of shame.
Yeah.
Another great one from Scott Davis, this is. I once put on a stretch fit England rugby top in a sports shop changing room, only to find out I needed a bigger one. After fighting to get it off in the changing room, I emerged from the booth with me trapped and pleading for help. It took 2 assistants to wrench it off my body. That was pure claustrophobia.
That's claustrophobia. I once went to this. Fred and Gavin. I was at a 70s do. I can't remember what it was. Was it a 70s or a sci-fi party? I can't remember.
Someone's birthday, wasn't it?
It was Lisa Tarbuck's
birthday.
And I dressed as a Mekon. And I went and rented this suit, this Mekon suit.
Yeah, this huge polystyrene head.
A huge polystyrene, massive, enormous.
It's quite heavy.
Really heavy, yeah. And then it only had 2 fingers on each hand, which were like a foot long.
Okay.
But the zip was at the back. And then after the party, I was like, I need to go for a slash. And I got to the loo. I was standing there, I was thinking, actually, how do I play this now? Because I can't even get the helmet off.
You pretty much have to get undressed.
Head, obviously.
Yeah.
So I've started to do that, and I was going, and now I'm really panicking. I was really sweaty. I was going, just get it off me, get it off me. Like this. So I was standing there with these 4 foot-long fingers. And I suddenly realised the tragedy was I was going to get as a stranger. Luckily, in the end, Steve McFadden helped me out.
Was it Steve?
Yeah, the EastEnders star. Luckily, thank God Steve was there. He's a good bloke.
And the funny thing is,
good actor, didn't bat an eyelid. Bat an eyelid, of course. Yeah. I've a million times with Mekon outfits.
He's done panto.
He knows what it's like. But the panic. Honestly, I just made it because I thought if I wet myself in this, it's going to be really blatant.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
Now, you remember yesterday, I was telling you about 2 yachtsmen. Well, they're back in the news today.
Bigger and better.
John, we've led the way on this. There's a little story yesterday, but today it's in every paper. The Sun's got a whole page on them.
Wow.
And a picture of the yacht.
With a big
capsized,
shouty headline.
With a massive shouty headline that says...
What was it? Ship...
Gav, when you cue yourself up, mate...
Well, I can't remember.
I can't
it says ship happens.
Yes, it says ship happens.
Yeah.
Repeat, ship happens. Ship.
So,
good work in the sun.
If anyone missed the story yesterday, who are these guys?
Okay. Are you calling down the reset?
Yep.
Hey, I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it, library girl.
And she's quoting Butch Cassidy.
She is, yeah.
Who are those guys?
Yeah, who are those guys, yeah. Okay, here's the deal. There's two guys. They're both American. One's a screenwriter. And they're trying to sail from Norway back to the USA. But unfortunately, they've been helped by every rescue service between Cornwall and Norway. There's been 9 rescues so far. No, they're up to 9 now. In the last one, remember, they capsized while the tide was out. So on dry land, they capsized
And caught fire.
because do you know why?
Why?
Because they left a candle burning while they nipped off to the pub. Yeah, it's the sort of boat where you have a naked flame downstairs. That's how reckless they are. Now, yesterday they were the hapless duo. Today the Times has promoted them to the calamity duo.
Brilliant.
Which is great news. But the reason I highlight them today is because Sir Robin Knox Johnston, the legendary yachtsman, has decided to actually, make a really lambast them.
Oh, really?
Or
Tell them off?
lambast. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
giving them a dressing down.
He's giving them a real dressing down. He says it costs between $6,000 and $8,000 every time a lifeboat is launched. These guys are costing the RNLI a fortune. They need to frankly pack it in, or, I hate to say it, get the hell out of our waters. That's what he said.
And stay out.
And stay out. Wait, there's a climax in the music here. Volume up, windows down. Okay, just relax for a second. I'm going to give you 30 seconds of this. Get your window down, come on. Live the eccentric life. Window down, maximum volume, come on. Now just stick 2 fingers up at someone. No, don't. Don't. Sorry, it's that Mexican trumpet that's got no place in it.
Changing the mood.
I don't know why.
It might as well be going, wop, wop, wop,
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. I don't know why. It's the Oneida line. It's a nautical bit of music, obviously, but it's not really the Oneida line. But I don't know why they put the Mexican trumpet in. Okay. Anyway, the point is that one of them's been sailing since the age of 9. And he's actually spoken out now, the screenwriter.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, we've not had bad luck the whole trip. This fire is definitely not typical. But a lot of the other rescues were. In some, this is how he says, this is his excuse. In some of the rescues, the lifeboat was close anyway and said they insisted on coming to help.
Oh, come on.
We didn't take them out of service. No, what they're claiming is there's a lifeboat nearby and they said, hey, while you're there...
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Okay, do you know what? I if I was a really good radio presenter, then I was just telling you about I've got the greatest thing I've ever read in a newspaper for you. The greatest thing in the history of... If I was really good, I'd keep this now till about 5-2, wouldn't I? If I was like Steve Wright.
Oh, and keep teasing it.
I keep teasing it. Don't forget that great, but I'm not. I'm going in with it.
Oh, great.
opening with a bang.
Yeah. And I don't really mind because I figure it's Friday. Most people won't even be compos mentis now if they're in our correct demographic. They certainly won't be lucid.
No.
So are you ready for this?
Go on.
This is while they're sober. It's the sweetest words I've ever read. Oh, unbelievable. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, just get ready. I don't think you're going to believe this, Suns.
Are you ready, Suns?
You've built this up so much.
Okay, Suns, I just think, just put everything down. Everyone.
Everything's
Okay,
down.
if you're out there, if you're holding anything, if you're handling heavy machinery, if you're driving a car even, I'd pull over. If you're anything like me, pull over. Because I nearly choked on a burrito. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm not quite ready.
Okay, Gav, because you made a delicious cup of tea. Vin, don't touch any sliders because they could go everywhere. Just back off. And also, can you back off a bit there, Vin?
Just a little
I don't know
more.
what you've been eating. You've got really hot breath on the back of my neck. It's really weird. It's just weird and it just feels, it's not good. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I don't know if you can handle this.
Oh,
Vin.
my goodness.
I think
I should
Santa's
do a
ready.
stick. Okay, are you ready? What are you doing this weekend, Suze?
Nothing. Tell me what's in the paper.
Okay. Gym addicts who spend hours working out to get in shape are wasting their time.
Yeah!
Yes. Research suggests.
Take that.
Oh, yes. Get in there. Go on.
That is the best news.
I'll read it again. just really take it in, everybody. Oh, happy nation. Gym addicts who spend hours working out to get in shape are wasting their time.
And mine.
The body adapts to higher activity levels, changing the metabolism so that fewer calories are burned. The study indicates researchers measured the daily energy expenditure and activity levels of more than 300 men and women. Don't bother.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Oh, you've just made my weekend.
Well, I'm launching a new sports shoe. Just don't do it. Just don't bother.
Don't bother.
Just don't. That's going to be my thing, with a downward swoosh. Seriously, just don't. How about it? Would you buy that my sports range, the Radio X sports range? Don't.
Would it be retro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be retro.
Gav, it'll be whatever you want, mate.
Would there be a shoulder bag?
There's one thing it won't be designed for, that's sport. Gym addicts who spend hours working out to get in shape are wasting their time.
Oh, it's such good
Research
news.
suggests. And do you know what? Senator Templeton just signalled me from the Global Newsroom, and I think she has a news update. I think she's got some even better news. We can go over there right now for some breaking news. We've got a breaking story. Dr. Senator Templeton.
Thank you, Johnny. News just in. Glass of red wine equals 1 hour at gym, according to new study.
You're kidding me.
I'm not even kidding
Since
you.
last week they were saying that all wine is bad.
This is a study out of the University of Alberta that shows that drinking a glass of red wine may have the same effect on the body in terms of improving physical performance, heart function and muscle strength as an hour at the gym.
You are kidding me.
I might have a workout after the show.
Yeah.
I'm going for a workout. Seriously, I might go for like 6 hours.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan.
My faith in British justice has been restored. It was never that down anyway, but this is giving it the shot in the arm it needed. Really has. And I think it's made me realise judges are in touch. Are you ready?
Go on.
2 women who plundered a friend's £37,000 Stife teddy bear collection richly deserve to be jailed, get this, as nothing could replace, quote, a loved and cherished teddy, a judge said.
How long were they jailed for?
Life. Life.
With hard labour.
No, actually 2.5 years.
So I'm guessing
What
the
a
judge.
lot.
No, they
I'm
give him a
guessing,
bit of bird, yeah.
I'm guessing
you don't
the
mess
judge.
with his teddies.
The judge was attached to his teddy, obviously.
No, Judge Paul Batty's just a sane man, that's all. Because it's true. If you don't Nick, I've got 2 teddies, yeah? Pooh,
Yeah.
it's Winnie the Pooh, it's now very thin. It was very fat, but I got it when I was 3.
Yeah.
And I still remember pulling him out the pillowcase at the end of the bed on Christmas. Still remember him when he filled his jacket.
Yeah.
And now you can see even Jeff got a hold of him, unfortunately. He sounds a bit... and he's looked a bit more manky for that.
Yeah.
And his eyes are a bit lopsided.
Jeff the Bulldog's had a
Yes,
go
he
on
has, yeah. Nice reset of the Bulldog.
Yeah.
Love that. Nice. Otherwise, I think it's like you're someone I live with.
Yeah.
Yeah. My life partner, Jeff, got hold of my teddy, started biting it.
So I broke it off with him.
She's talking about my Bulldog, right? Anyway, not that it matters. Anyway, so Jeff's attacked it. So Pooh looks the worse for wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Pooh's not in good. He's not at all.
Who's
in
the other
good
one?
Shape. Anthony. And Anthony was given to me by my granddad. And it's all I remember about him was the day because he died when I was 2. He was the most lovely. He was a brilliant man.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant anaesthetist. He's actually hailed as a genius. And I don't know what he did to me. He did something weird. Because I always remember he gave me this teddy, obviously, because I had something wrong with my head when I was a kid. I had a funny shaped head. I was born with a funny shaped head. In fact, my dad gave it away the other year because I got the same birthday as my dad. And we sat down. And he said, "How old are you?" And I said, oh, well, at the time I was 43. I said, so it's going back a bit. I said 43. He goes, God, 43 years. All I remember was this funny little flat-headed baby. And my mum looked at him like, shh, no. So I realised my granddad, who did cranial osteopathy, obviously you're not meant to do it on relatives. He did a bit on me. And that's obviously why I remember he gave me the teddy in the kitchen. He obviously manoeuvred my head back.
Oh my goodness.
No, you can see his handprint on the back. I'll let you put your fingers exactly in the marks where you can feel his thumbprint. At first, I thought it was my dad because he's really bad at DIY. I thought it was a DIY cranial osteopathy and just messed up. Anyway, so I've got Pooh. So I've got Anthony. But the weird thing is when I was a kid and I used to play with Anthony, I called him Anthony Bennett. I don't know why, but that was his surname. And
Called your teddy bear Anthony Bennett.
he was Anthony Bennett. It was his full name. I made a passport for him, but I was a bit older. And
Did he qualify for the passport?
no, he didn't. No, but I suddenly realised I had a teddy called Tony Bennett.
Do you call him Tone?
Who's that Teddy? And I still call him Tony Bennett. And he sings beautifully. Anyway, the point is, I've still got the pair of them, and they've been with me all the way through. Everywhere I've been, they've been with me all around the country. Everywhere I've been, they didn't let me take it to the big house.
Right.
But I did used to have it away at school. So they've been there for better or for worse. So I quite understand. Sunt, have you got a teddy?
No.
You don't keep one? Okay, big sigh. Don't you make me feel like a guy in Brideshead Revisited? God, what about you, Gav? Have you still?
No, I used to sleep with a live badger when I was a small child.
Do they consider it very soft in South Africa if a child has a teddy bear?
No, I never had a teddy.
Would you have a teddy boer? Yeah, I bet. Vin, you got a teddy?
No.
Oh, it's just me then.
Just you.
If anyone's got a teddy out there, if you want to shout out to your teddy, 83936.
Radio X. Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
We have had an incredible response to our big teddy bear shout out. This is after I was mocked for being the only person here for still having my Teds intact. And frankly, the joke's on you lot because I've had a real lot of support. I've had a groundswell of opinion.
Yeah.
So, 83936, thank you very much for texting those in. Let's hear it. Hold tight.
Here we go.
In the place to be.
Inside the ride.
Can I get a shout out to my teddy bear Ian King, the monkey?
Yeah.
My girlfriend keeps throwing the wardrobe, says he's scary. Hold tight. Friends for life, Nikki.
This one a bear like Gus, Honey Bun and Bojo. Hold tight.
Reaching out to a stuffed monkey called Spank from George the Master Plumber. Hold tight, George, the place to be.
Live and direct. This is Reverend James Bell Jr. Country Gorilla.
I sleep with a cuddly white unicorn called Bianca. Big shout out to a white unicorn like Bianca. Hold tight. I'm 48 this year.
Big shout out to my 24-year-old Teddy Rusty Dog. Get in there.
3 teddies as a child. First is Bestis and Nelson. Ha ha. Hold tight, in the place to be.
Big shout out to a white unicorn called Bianca.
Just done it.
Have ya?
Shout out, 24-year-old Rusty Dog.
Just done that one.
Had a Paddy and Asda.
Big shout out for Pugsy, he's 29.
I still have my Teddy. His name's Motorbike Ted, down in Harlow. Shout out to a Ted like Motorbike Ted.
Big shout out for Teddy Ian. Big shout out for Paddington. Inside the ride.
Is there any chance you can recount the phonetic alphabet? Not now. Hold tight.
Reaching out to a one-legged snowman Teddy I've had since I was 2.
Have you done the stuffed cow called Brittany?
No.
Hold tight to a stuffed cow called Brittany. There's the shout-outs.
Keep it locked.
Radio.